been around for a long time as a research field. Only recently we see it as a sort of a product that we can use in different applications, etc. But an elephant in the room for me is Elon Musk. He backed out of OpenAI when they became private. I can't remember the exact story there, but he he wanted it to be open and democratic so everybody could use whatever algorithm. But now OpenAI is basically charging, maybe through Microsoft, I don't know, for their different applications and AIs. So I think, from what I understand, he backed out of OpenAI, but he's still working on Neuralink, the sort of brain-machine interface company, which to me is where AI goes bananas, and the symbiosis between human intelligence and artificial intelligence is going to go really crazy. So basically, a brain-machine interface is not, the hat that you put on and then they can read electrodes outside of your skull. It's actually this net that you can put underneath your skull, like surgically put it beneath your skull and then connect to your actual brain. So basically hooking up your brain to the internet. And today, as Elon Musk would like to argue at least, we are already cyborgs, right? We already use our phone to connect with our people. We already have these different profiles online that is sort of a representation of us. So it's only a matter of time before, our screens and computers become closer and closer to us, which is basically our brain. Our brain is a representation of us. And when you think about history, it's kind of crazy to see how computers have gone from being, the size of a room like this, and then smaller and smaller and smaller. And as they became smaller, they came closer and closer to our brains, our faces, basically. Then we have a laptop. Then we had a phone. Now we have glasses soon that will be, connected with all kinds of electronics where we can do all kinds of things. Maybe sometime soon we will see contact lenses that also gets hooked up to the internet. And slowly but surely we'll start to see it closer and closer to our brains. When that happens, if that happens, Neuralink is trying to do it. Cornell, there's other companies that tries to build these brain-machine interfaces which are safe, reliable, and all that. And even though it connects to the internet, it's still not going to hack your brain, for example, like you can hack a computer. If that happens and you start seeing human intelligence and artificial intelligence working in all kinds of ways, because now AI has straight access to your thoughts. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever considered what will happen then?
Yeah, and I mean, what Elon Musk is trying to do with Neuralink is give, that's what scares me, read and write access to your brain. Okay. And because I always thought, well, the speed of my thoughts, the bottleneck is, the fingers or my voice.
Right.
It could be faster if I could
think.
Think, instead of moving the mouse to click on that icon, I could just click on the icon.
Pull out the phone and search on whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Just think the thought.
Yeah, that would be cool. But writing, I mean, we've been trying to insert emotions in human brains since ages, right?
Right.
If you put, the Coca-Cola ad, it's trying to produce some emotions in your brain. But one thing is trying to use a medium, which is the ad, or, you put a beautiful man or girl and you're trying to get that vibe of, oh my God, this is healthy, they're super happy, And one thing is actually writing it. It's like, click, happiness,
right.
That's super scary for me.
Yeah.
It's super scary. I question whether they're gonna be able to do it.
But don't you think they will start with read access only, and then
read access is super interesting? But Facebook, I think it was 2 years ago. They have this. I don't remember what's the name of their lab, but they have a lab that does crazy stuff like moonshot projects, and they're able to, have a guy think about objects, shapes, colors, and these kind of things,
right,
and read them through his brain. That's something pretty interesting. I'm still afraid because then you can read emotions.
Right.
How do I feel about this ad?
True.
And again, the challenge becomes always, in theory, it's a cool technology, but it's the possible negative repercussions of it. It's like a nuclear weapon, Should we research atomic bombs? And, sure, you can make, nuclear energy, which is, by the way, the cleanest form of energy we have today. If you, take off renewables and stuff.
Yeah.
You can do that, but you can also destroy 2 cities in Japan.
Yeah.
That's exactly the same thing, you know? And how are we going to make sure that we don't become, you know, like the Matrix, when you have all these bodies inside their wombs and they have these thoughts.
They're being harnessed for energy for the machines, etc., etc.
Yeah, I mean, without getting to that crazy, insane scenario, but what if our government wants to tell us that you need to vote for this party?
Yeah.
That's a little bit more easy to imagine, right?
Definitely.
Or that...